Hello, hello, it's Carrie, So Much Glitter. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad that you're here. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please do so and hit the notification button, and then you'll be notified when I have new videos come on. I'm doing my best to post content more consistently, but I am very active over on Instagram, and I am slightly active over there on TikTok. I do post regularly, and that's mostly little short snippets of some crafty stuff, some self-care inspiration. So if you want to go ahead and check that out. I do want to share with you today that I did purchase the Somerset Halloween creative ideas for a spooky season. I've been looking at this every time I'm at Barnes & Noble or Michael's on my lunch break because I work right across the street. And I finally broke down and purchased it. It's from Stamping & Company. And I'm not going to lie to you, these are not cheap, but they are really good to keep around from year to year. And I don't know if you guys watch Dee Dee Willingham, but I saw her do a flip through of this, and that's what really solidified, like, I'm going to go buy that. But she uses these as journals afterwards, and I really thought Halloween is one of my favorite crafting holidays aside from Christmas. Like, what else is there, I guess, but there is. And those are my two favorites. So I thought this would be perfect to get my money's worth and make this probably a journal. I'm probably not going to do that this year because I want to get my ideas out of it this year. But in the next year or so, that's probably what I'll do. This was $16.99 at Michael's, and just a heads up, I did notice at Barnes & Noble it was $17.99. So I don't know what's going on with that, but the pricing was both with the UPC code, so I did get it $1 cheaper across the street. I was just like flipping through this the other day. Like, I have a lot of this stuff for ideas. I am going to create something today. I'm hoping not to make it a very long video. I know people are really busy. And there's a lot to see over here on YouTube. So come in, grab your favorite drink or snack, and come around the craft table and let's craft and get some good ideas. So I was looking through this the other day. I just absolutely love the designers that they put in these magazines. I have never subscribed to one of these magazines because it's very expensive for a year, and they only do 4 a year. This is so cute with the old muffin tin. This is something we could get at a thrift store because I love a good thrift haul. And you can put some fun cutouts in here and hang it up because I do have a gallery wall in my home, and normally it's family pictures and little inspirational quotes and things like that. But at the holiday time, like for Halloween, I have a bunch of bats hanging up really high, and then I have a gallery of Halloween pictures and things like that, and this would be perfect to go on that gallery wall of mine. So I do like that. I'm just going to kind of flip through here really quick. I'm not going to do every page in here, but I was flipping through here the other day. This is super cute, how to use our fabric with different projects and use up our embellishments. If you're anything like me, it's fun to collect and hoard the cool crafty stuff so you have plenty for later. These little trinket boxes are super cute. I love the tags, but this got me thinking that I did a Five Below haul not too long ago, and if you remember this, if you don't, go back and watch my Five Below haul video. I did buy this at back to school time. I think this was $2. But I did create like little ATCs with it, and this is my stuff from Scrappy Boy Stamps, and I just think it's really fun. The only downfall to this is it does have the hole punched in it, but ATCs are 2.5 by 3.5. I did write that down so I wouldn't forget. And this is a 3x5. I just kind of messed around with some fun watercolor crayons and some of the Lisa Frank stuff from the Dollar Tree. So, and I am playing with some of that Lisa Frank stuff right now with my passion project, which is a childhood journal I have going on, and I'm hoping to share the progress of that really soon. But that is, I call it my passion project because that's going to take a while. But go watch that video on how I started that, and I kind of curated some things over on Etsy. But these tags got me thinking I could do a fun little ATC with some of the stuff that I have in my stash. So I thought that that was really fun. This is super, super cute. I really like it. I like to do the tags for the journals, make it a card. You could put on things. It's just super fun. I did really like these as well, and I did go on Etsy and purchase some digital prints that were similar to this. But then when I go look on Sweet Pea Curiosity, I see she has done that as well in such the fabulous fashion that Marisa does. So I'm going to link her Etsy below because I'm really happy with hers. So I just think that this is fun to gather some ideas and get some inspiration. And that's exactly what I did with the tags. And it got me thinking, I did purchase this at Michael's not too long ago, the Dark Academia 6x6 paper pad. And I really, really like this. And it was a buy one, get one free when they were doing it a few months ago. I think right now it's buy one, get one 50% off. But these 6x6 paper pads aren't super expensive, so it was worth it for me. So I did choose this, and I cut this down to the size of an ATC. But because this is directional, and I do want to try to keep as much like ATC in here, and then I can move this to a card. I can trim it down to the size I need, whatever I want to do, and use any of my decorative trimmers, things like that. But just keep these in here because it just kind of keeps me creating, and it's a lot of fun. So this is a 2.5 by a 3.5, and as you can see, it's just going to kind of fit right in the middle. I'm going to glue this down, and then we're going to kind of decorate it how we will, and then put it on a project at a later time. I like to do little things like that. I like just to keep me creating, and not everything has to be a perfectly finished product right out of the gate. Like I just did my last video with a Crafty Critic card. Oops, of course I moved it, so that's why my things end up being crooked. And that was a complete card. So if you want to go back and watch that, and there's a little sad announcement about Crafty Critta in the US, but that's not going to stop me from foiling, and it's not going to stop me from using my Crafty Critta stuff. Okay, so I did just pick a piece of paper out of the Dark Academia, and this is what the full page looks like. Like, this is really neat. And there's two of them. These are not double-sided. I thought this was, yeah, this was right here. So I thought this would be fun, kind of bring some fun interest in it. You do have the hole in here because it was hanging up on the rack that way, but this is perforated, so it just tears off really easily. And in my Michael's haul, I did purchase some of the Halloween stuff, and here's their Halloween ephemera. Some of it's made out of vellum, and we have acetate. We have a lot of fun stuff. Paper. I really like these. I just think it's super fun. It has the foiling on it. This looks like a vinyl sticker, but it's not. It just provides some interest. Yeah, so I have that. So I pulled this out, but I really liked this. I do know that it's too big, but I'm not worried about that. I just kind of want to lay this down right here, and I'm probably going to glue it down. I am going to go get a glue stick that I just purchased because my liquid glue will show through on the vellum. So I'm going to go do that in just a second. But I have some Tim Holtz paper dolls, and I just wanted to go through a few of these and probably put one on here on my ATC just to kind of add some interest. I do like her here, but I would have to cut her off, so that's, you know, kind of unfortunate. But she's speaking to me. I like her, and this would be on a card, maybe like an A2, a 5x7, and we could do a sentiment with that as well. She's super cute. Let's see what else we have here. I do like him. I like their old-fashioned, like the kids. Some of them are a little bit creepy looking, but hey, it's fun, and we're into spooky season, so that's perfect. But he probably needs to be sitting on something, which I guess he could sit. That just doesn't fit to me, him sitting here, and then I Have to cut him off. So I do like her so far. I like her under the rose, I think. There's a boy with his dog. There's a man like sitting on something. I do like that. So I have cat TV like ambience going from YouTube, and we got a commercial, so that was a perfect time for me to go get my glue stick. She's super cute. She's really cute too. These two little girls. So let's see how we kind of want to incorporate these paper dolls in here. I am having to cut off, like I said, the legs, so I don't want anything like, she's going to be a little bit off too. She's like in a First Communion little dress. Kind of showcase her and have the rose be in the background. That would be super cute. I do like that. She's not really holding anything. I think with these two little girls, because they're so white, I think them being up front would be a little bit better because they're wearing all white. I do like the rose covering her a little bit more. Let's see. She's like not too sure. She's like, why are you taking my picture? She's like, they're at their First Communion together, right? Let's see. I think I'm going to stick with the darker, more moody aspect of it because I do like, well, now I'm debating. I do like her front and center too because she's like wearing a watch and, okay, hold on. So I don't know if I want her because I think that the dark dress and just the darkness of the paper doll photo, I think goes really, really well with this coloring. But I do like her and her little First Communion. I don't know. This is why I probably need to go live so you guys can tell me things like this. I have not been brave enough to go live yet. I haven't had a whole lot of time. I just think that this image matches better, and so that's what I'm going to go with. Because the background paper is a little bit darker as well. And here's the glue stick I did just purchase at Michael's. I noticed a few of the projects that I was doing. My glue was showing through on some things, and I'm getting more into like the junk journaling aspect because I have my little passion project going. This is a German glue. It's Uhu, I believe. Goes on blue, dries clear. I wanted something a little bit more permanent than Elmer's glue, but Elmer's glue sticks are pretty good because I've used those in the past when I was scrapbooking for photos. Those are pretty good too. I just like this. It's a screw cap. I like that better. Elmer's glue tends to dry out a little bit, but this is more for like paper, cardboard photos. It's really strong. It can do the acetate and the vellum. I think it's a little bit more versatile than the Elmer's, so that's what I'm going with. I am going to glue this down first, the rose, and then I'll trim it. So this is the first time I'm using this. No funky smells, nothing. So it's probably, I don't know if it's non-toxic or not. I'm not going to say, oh, it's 98% natural ingredients, including water. So there we go. There's no like, it is non-toxic. It does say that. So there's no funny chemicals in it. There's no smell. I do like that a lot. Just going to kind of fold this down because that's where I don't need to put the glue. And I should probably have something down on my mat. But as you can tell, this is a crafting mat. So I do have, it's well loved. This mat has seen a lot. So I'm just going to lay this down, and remember it will dry clear. Take a little sip of my soda. I feel like I've been talking for a long time. I'm doing 2 videos kind of back to back, and I had a presentation for school before this. So I did do this off center just a little bit in the fashion that I do, because I would not be me if I didn't. But that leaves room for a little bit of embellishing on this ATC, which I find is going to be really fun. Okay, so I'm just going to add the glue. I want her overlapping the rows just a little bit, and I'm going to put her down. I'm going to go find probably just some like little things that I can embellish this with, just to add a little bit of interest to the ATC. I did not perfectly put the glue on. So, and when I am ready to put this on an ATC, this is going to be popped out and this is going to be trimmed down a little bit. So I'm not really concerned about that, but let me go get some embellishments. Okay, so the embellishments I got from my little art caddy, and so prevents it from drying out, so I don't need to help it along, do I? So I'm just going to screw this back on. Perfect, really handy. And it was under $4, so that was handy for me. I do have these. I purchased, oh, Craft Smart. I must have purchased these Michael's a long time ago. I've had them in my stash for a while. And so I could do that, some more blingy bling, but I think I would have to use the smaller ones. I could do the pearls, which is what I'm kind of leaning towards because I think that that would be fun. And I could do these, which is also fun, and it kind of sticks with the coloring that I like that I have here. But I'm leaning towards they look orange to me, like a peach or an orange, or the yellow to kind of add a little bit of interest. But I want that vintage look still. I'm really torn. Let's see. You know, because she's such a dainty, pretty lady, I'm going to do the pearls. And I'm just going to, and I'm not going to do the yellow. I am going to do the orange. Well, now then this has me thinking maybe I need that, right? But I want the pearls because it's, she's wearing, see, I'm going to do the pearls. She's wearing pearls and she has a pretty bracelet on. If you can see her up close. So I think that the pearls are going to match perfect. And I'm going to do the medium size one. I'm just going to do 3 of those. I could just do 3 in a row. I could do a little triangle of 3. Like, what do I want to do? I don't know. Actually, I could do like 3 up here and 2 up here, which is, I think, is what I want to do. I always do little dots of glue because I've had these in my stash for a very long time and they do lose some of their stick. And I think I'm going to do the small ones. We don't want it to overpower. So some of these do lose their stick to them. And I want it to last as long as it can and not come off if I have to mail it or something. I do have a pickup stick somewhere around here. But I'm not sure where it's at. So I'm just going to use my tweezers. And that one kind of came off. This does have a little bit of stick left to it. And I'm going to put this down. Put it right there. I'm not worried about pressing too hard because both sides are sticky and it will adhere. I'm just going to put a little bit of pressure. And you can see the white of the glue now, but it won't stay that way. I want to try to line this up as evenly as I can. I try to do everything as evenly as I can, and you know, my eyeballs deceive me, so it just doesn't end up that way. And then I'm going to do 2 up here because then it just provides a little bit more interest on this ATC. And I don't necessarily make ATCs just for them to be by themselves. I wanted to make sure they were the same size. But a lot of people do, and then they're artist trading cards, right? So they trade with them. They'll take them to crops or wherever, leave them as like little good, fun little inspirational notes wherever they go, you know, instead of like painting a rock and leaving inspirational rocks at, you know, like a rock garden at the park or something. People do the ATCs for that. I haven't done that, but I'm just getting into the world of ATCs. But I like the thought of just making this and making a lot of them and then putting them on a card, and then that's an easy card for me. So I do like that the way that this turned out. I am going to trim her down so we can get a fuller picture of what is going on here. And this is going to take a little bit to dry, and I just did not put the glue everywhere all the way up to the very edge. So we have it flipping out just a little bit. There we go. And I'm happy with this purchase because it doesn't just snap on. I really like that it does screw on. I like that for longevity because I don't use glue stick for everything. And see, I'm gonna leave it like this for now. And then when I tear it off and trim it down, I'll trim it up a little bit more. And like, that's what I did with this one that's Lucy inspired. So I'll kind of zhuzh this up how I want to go, probably on a card front or something. And I have like a collage book. I'm thinking that I could put something on a card or do like a watercolor background or something to kind of make this a little bit more interesting and look more even. But this will cut down even more once I cut this off. But I don't want to do that because I just want to keep these here for now. I'm going to leave this open, and once it dries, I'll close up the book. I hope you guys had a fun time today in the craft room, and I hope to see you guys soon. And don't forget to go get inspiration wherever you can find it, like I did with the Somerset Halloween catalog. And that's really what inspired this. I know I was looking at the tags, which is not an ATC, but I had this in my stash. So you can look at things that are completely not like you're not completely recreating exactly what you see in here. Like this picture kind of inspired me. I'll probably make something like this, but I thought it just kind of got me to thinking like, hey, I have this. So wherever your crafty brain wants to take you, create that and do your self-care. So I hope to see you guys soon, and I hope that you get in your craft room and take care. See you guys soon. Thank you.